Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about dog. Every one of you that knows me a little bit longer than today knows how much I love movies with dogs in it. I really like the genre, they always makes me cry, so this movie had to be a gold star going in, but it wasn't. And I am falling down again. No. So as I was saying, Dog was supposed to be this great movie and it actually got quite a few nice scores. So I was actually surprised seeing that. I mean, I thought this movie was going to suck balls, and I was glad that the world didn't hate this movie as much as I disliked it. Because to be completely honest, this movie just didn't do it for me. And it didn't do it on a lot of ways for me, so let's talk about it. And first, let's talk about the things that I like, because I do like Channing Tatum's performance in this. He was not at all the worst performance in this movie. He actually managed to talk to himself for 2 hours straight, because we cannot really allow the dog to be a full conversationalist in this. So yeah, Channing Tatum was talking to himself and to a dog most of the movie, and it actually quite worked. The dynamic between the two worked for the best. They had a great chemistry with each other, and they had some great things to do with each other. The dog, who was played by multiple dogs by the way, was great too. I really loved seeing the dog, but it was just that it didn't hit me on an emotional level. I liked the dog, but I wasn't in love with the dog. It wasn't like I wanted to cuddle this dog and I wanted to have nothing happen to this dog. Well, obviously I don't want anything to happen to the dog, but it didn't do it for me either, and most of that has come down to the story of it. Because this movie delves way too deep into the backstory of them being in the military and them having some PTSD and other problems, and it's not awful in any way, but it's also absolutely not good, because it didn't bother me at all when they were talking about it, because, well, it was just a little bit boring, and sorry, but it was. And then you have a very big Channing Tatum moment in the middle of this movie where they're going to do something and they get accused of having drugs and other stuff, and then it's suddenly about drugs and everything, and that didn't work for me because I hated that, because it's always, I'm saying a lot of because it's just happening so often in movies that it's just not interesting anymore, and it didn't do anything good with it. And then ending with that just too much happened to in this movie, because they are just a few days away with each other and so much has happened to them that it's just not realistic anymore. And one thing that is quite awesome about these dog movies is the realism they are in, so making this movie not so realistic or not so relatable really paint down the movie quite a bit, making me just thinking it was a fine movie. And I don't think it's bad in any way, but I don't think it's good in any way either. It's just, it's okay. Also, none of the other characters actually worked for me. It was just Channing Tatum and the dog that worked a bit, but they weren't perfect either. So I don't like what they did with the story, and I don't like what they did with the characters. This movie also looks really bland. They don't do anything special in cinematography or in making the shots or the pacing of this movie. It's not awful, but it's not special either. So that is nothing great. And the performances and the acting, they were quite okay too from our leads. For the rest of this movie and the rest of the characters, they weren't the best either, but I can't let it slip because they were all in this movie for like 2 minutes tops, so I don't know. So in the end, Dog is certainly not a bad movie, but it's not good in any way either. It's just really fine, but we are not going to remember this movie in like 2 days, so why even bother watching it when it's not even that great of a movie? I am going 568 out of 1,000, or a 5.7 out of 10, because it was not bad, but it was not good either. So yeah. Then let me know in the comments down below, are you going to watch it or have you already seen it? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion about it, and I want to thank you for watching. Thank you and goodbye.